Welcome back at 8:44, and new details continue to come up regarding the split between Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt.
This morning, we are learning Brad Pitt is being investigated for child abuse. According to TMZ, the LAPD and Family Services are investigating Brad for allegedly getting verbally abusive and physical with his children. And that is what triggered Angelina Jolie to file for divorce. The investigation is ongoing. Sources close to Brad say he takes this matter very seriously, and he did not commit any abuse to his children. In the middle of all of this, 6 children. Family law attorney Alan Plevy is here with us this morning to break down the latest details and share tips on how you can make a split easier. Let's begin with these new allegations. Obviously are going to change some things up in this case, correct?
It's absolutely going to have some impact. The authorities out in LA are going to investigate. There's going to get Family Services Agency involved, and they're going to speak with Brad and to anybody else, and certainly, hopefully, the person who apparently made this anonymous disclosure.
Yeah, and it was that is important to point out that it was not Angelina that reported the child abuse, but this may make a little bit more sense from the statement that came out originally when she filed that she was doing it for the health of the family and that he was not fit to be a parent.
Well, she's not saying he's not fit to be a parent, because the pleading that she filed said that she can co-parent with him and that they can have legal custody, that they can make joint decisions regarding the important issues regarding the children. They can co-parent. But she says, I want sole custody and you can visit with the children. And so she's saying, yeah, I can parent with you, but I don't think you're good enough to have the children all the time, or 50% of the time. And I believe that the same issues that she would raise with regards to joint physical custody would be the same that she would raise with regards to visitation.
Now, but is that typical that the mom typically wants physical custody of the kids?
Well, in this day and age, both parents want physical custody of the children. And we're seeing a lot of cases where people are doing either 50-50 or something other than what people might be familiar with, which is alternating weekends. So
if the allegations are true, why would one be okay with physical custody and then letting the kids see the parent without supervised visitation? That hasn't come up yet, correct? No, nobody's mentioned supervised visitation. Certainly there might be some of that discussion going on today. These allegations just came out. But you're right. You want, again, if you want to co-parent, how are you going to co-parent with somebody that you don't trust being able to be with the children?
Now, what kind of case does the Brad Pitt camp have? Angelina, they've been together for 10 years. They've been married for 2 years. Up until this point, we hadn't heard of any problems with the parenting. We've seen them pictured together. He looks like a stand-up father. What has to happen for her to win that full custody?
Well, she's got to prove that he's impacted the children one way or the other. There's allegations of drugs and partying and so forth. But if those incidents took place someplace outside of the children's domain, where they may be, then that's not going to have that much of an impact. It's going to have to somehow affect the children. Something like the allegation, as you're saying, is where was rough with the children in some way.
Now, this is an allegation again. They were supposedly on a flight. He was drunk. He got rowdy. Somebody anonymously reported that. Isn't it true that no matter, like if I saw you doing something, I would report it? They have to investigate it no matter what.
They have to.
So allegations don't hold up in court? No,
allegations don't hold up in court, but they have to report it. It was apparently reported to somebody on the plane, and there are people who have obligations to report, like teachers and school teachers, therapists, or doctors.
So let me ask you this, going back to what you just said, how important is the alleged drinking and possible drug abuse as long as he's not doing it around the kids? I mean, does it even matter?
I don't think it's that important as long as it's not around the children. And quite frankly, from what we've heard about these two, there might be dirt on both sides of the fence here.
Oh.
And that's interesting. It takes 2 to tango.
Absolutely.
But let's get a timeline here, if you can give any prediction.
Certainly.
How quickly can this be tied up and done?
Oh, well, once you have the authorities involved, they've got their own timeline, and it could be 30 to 60 days before they complete their investigations.
So what happens now? Do they live separately? Do the kids just
apparently they're living separately. My understanding is that both camps are discussing what arrangements they're going to do, depending on how seriously authorities think it might be. They may require him not to see the children for a while, or they may say, yes, go ahead, but you know, because he's got security around him all the time anyway.
Right.
They both do.
That's a good point to put in there, too. Yeah. Thank you so much. Great information. Great to meet you. Thank you for coming in this morning to share that with us.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Wow.